All right, now we're going to get into breaking down Hell in the Cell and tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh my.
Already had 2 pay-per-views go by, lightning fast, quicker than Flash. Holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding. So the date, actually, I thought it...
Matt, on a Saturday night.
That's any night. It doesn't just have to be Saturday night. Wednesday's especially.
So...
Hump Day is just... Woo!
Oh, man. So, Hell in the Cell took place on October 8th at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. In case
is it really called
cared.
Little Caesars?
Yeah, Little Caesars.
I thought you
Yeah.
fucked that up. I thought it was supposed to be like Caesars something else.
No.
There's a KFC Yum Arena, too.
Oh my gosh.
Is there really?
I swear to you.
Fucking A.
That's
It'd be
fantastic.
funny if pizza's more than like a slice is more than $5. Like you can get a large.
$18 pizza.
They have fucking round table pizza there. No, anyway.
Oh man.
All right, so I'm on Bleacher Report since they're nothing but good shit on Bleacher
Truthful.
Report. Honest, I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. I do not remember this pay-per-view. So this,
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I think as we're talking about it, there are specific moments that I remember from Hell in the Cell. Fuck, even some of TLC I've already forgotten. So we'll see.
I forgot. Tried to forget a lot about TLC.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. All right, did anybody watch the pre-show on Hell in the Cell?
Yes,
Chad
I don't
Gable
remember it.
and Shelton Benjamin versus the Hype Bros.
I remember this.
So
And
it
they turned on it.
says
They're
that
teasing the turn.
Mojo Rawley got raped by a Mandingo, and the grade was C+. Next we have the New Day.
Wait, hold on, back up. So,
You have notes?
no, but there's one thing that I wanted to bring up because Mike said that Zack Ryder is going to turn, you think?
Yes.
Is that what you're okay.
Does anybody care?
So,
Woo, 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 you know it.
it didn't gain any sort of traction. I was hoping, but Zack Ryder, like on occasion when he's, I don't know, fucking bored, he'll say, all right, I'll answer 20 questions on Twitter. Go. And, within the,
Why are you
next,
still wrestling?
well, actually I said,
Why are you not in TNA?
yeah, well, that would go nowhere fast. But so I actually happened to be on Twitter, happened to be on our Twitter page, not on my personal one. And he posted that right at the right time. I was like, oh shit, I'm actually going to ask him. So I said, have you ever considered turning heel, considering your spot on the card or something along those lines? And no response. So I was kind of bummed. I'm like, fuck, that I was actually hoping for a response either from him or from someone else, and no one gave a shit. But he also got 300 questions asked to him, and he answered some of the dumbest ones. But I was thinking, as soon as some of this stuff started happening with him and Mojo Rawley, I'm like, please have this be the point where he finally turns heel and changes it up a little bit. Because unfortunately, he's been kind of the same character, changed a little bit about him, but not much. Mainly his attire. He's, jacked now, or zacked, as he says. So I don't know.
Got rid of the one-legged tights.
Yeah, it would be cool to see. I think it'd be nice to see a change, in character for him, and we'll kind of see where it goes. But I don't remember this match. I don't think I watched it, to be honest. I do remember hearing about it, that Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin went over, and the Hype Bros were kind of arguing amongst each other, and I was like, okay, no surprise there. So that was it. It's a 10-minute match.
Wow, you wasted a lot of time on that.
I thought it was an
Goldberg.
interesting anecdote.
Brock Lesnar.
No. It
Oh,
End of story.
oh, you wait.
wasn't. Okay. So then we have the New Day versus the Usos for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship in Hell in a Cell.
Holy shit is all I have to say about that match. Me and you were texting back and forth, Matt.
Who's
and
you? Oh, okay.
You, Matt.
Yeah.
Me and you were texting about during this match.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is this match blew my mind how good it was. The crap they did to each other. You told me they're probably pissing blood tonight.
Yeah.
That
Fuck,
shit
yeah.
was insane. Insane.
Yeah.
The spots they did with the kendo stick where he tied him up in the corner
Oh.
and just beat the shit out of the kendo. I mean,
Dude,
it was insane.
there were so many spots that I was cringing. Oh, that's got to be painful. And not just the kendo stick, but the way that they were jumping out of the ring awkwardly and So I think, what was the one where Big E had someone on top of his shoulders or something like that, and then Kofi or no,
Xavier
Xavier
Woods, and he dropped him down like on a code breaker on the back or something.
Yeah, just some like nasty spots, but yeah, it was fantastic. What a way to start the pay-per-view. I was like, how are you gonna fucking follow this? It's everything aside from getting color. They
did kill it for me.
Yeah, really?
A little bit, because it's like these guys are literally beating the brakes off each other. And it's just like no one's bleeding.
Yeah, I agree. I think
that's why they did a lot of body shots.
Yeah,
yeah.
They got pretty bruised when you look at
Xavier.
Xavier. I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
He was fucking purple.
I was surprised he was good for that. Maybe he wasn't.
Maybe that's what Paige is into.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. There were some parts in it. I'm not to nitpick that they didn't really sell much shit, but that was like early in the match, and then as it progressed, they were selling it because it was fucking real, and they were just beating the fuck out of each other. And then, damn it, I wrote in my notes, pretty cool ending, but I don't even remember what the ending was. Mike, help.
I don't remember.
All right. Anyways, it was a pretty cool ending. The Usos are 5-time tag team champions.
I'm trying to see if they have the ending here on
Bleacher Report.
Yeah. Charges foes like a bull before he was overpowered him. Woods led his own fury. A handcuffed babyface couldn't hold off the Usos. God, I don't remember. Oh, I know they splashed on the chair on Xavier. They put a chair on him, and they both.
And he was handcuffed.
Yeah, and he was handcuffed, and they fucking they splashed off the corners.
Yeah,
pinned him.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah, so I think that was the ending.
Yeah.
If it's not, fuck off. Next, we have Randy Orton
This was a month ago.
versus Rusev. Rusev gets squashed.
Yeah, literally my only note is Randy Orton wins.
Hey, well, you know, that's Bleacher Report's only note. Orton wins via pinfall.
That's great.
They have a little bit more. I'm exaggerating.
Oh, man. You should have just left it. In my mind, that's all they put. We're trying to write an article for our website, and we're just going to put Randy Orton wins.
Might as well. They just kept referring to stupid shit. It's Rusev Day, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
Him and his Rusev
Every
Day.
day is Rusev Day now.
Oh, yay. Fuck yeah. I bet Lana doesn't think that. Anyway. Next we have AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger for the United States Championship. Dillinger was added on the pre-show to make it a triple threat.
Yeah. So that AJ didn't have to lose is why they added him. But this match was kind of a clusterfuck, to be honest. If I remember right.
Yeah, I remember it being pretty solid. Yeah, I know why they added Ty Dillinger. Like you said, you know, it's so that to kind of protect AJ, so that Corbin can go over. I remember parts where it was kind of a cluster F, but there were some great parts with AJ and Ty Dillinger. I remember. It was, you know, a pretty like solid straight triple threat match. Unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of these lately. You know, like look at the women who are constantly being into it's a fatal 5-way, it's a triple threat match, it's a fatal 4-way. You know, and so it does get kind of boring. But I thought for what they were thrown out there, you know, to do, I thought they did a pretty solid job. And then when Corbin was kicking AJ to get him out of the ring, he fucking kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, oh, and I mean, it looked good. It was, it looked legit. It looked like he was trying to say, get the fuck out of here. Because I think he hit, was it Sal's Clash or the Phenomenal Forearm that he hit Dillinger with?
No, the forearm, I think.
Yeah, and then Corbin slides in and he like throws AJ, and AJ like kind of catches himself on the ropes. And then Corbin does this huge, like, fucking big boot right to his chest, and he falls back. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then he pins Dillinger and goes over.
Bleacher Report gave it a B+.
All right.
Really?
Yep. Really.
I'd probably say B, right in the B range.
Speaking of B's.
That was my exact thought, too. Not Natalya.
No, neither one of these.
Well, yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
the ref.
That's true.
The ref. Natalya versus Charlotte Flair for the Smackdown Women's Championship. She doesn't win it for the father.
No.
She does win. She does win.
Yeah, by disqualification. Yeah. I I thought it was kind of interesting storytelling as far as, you know, it was a lot of it like you said for Ric Flair, and this was the kind of the first big point that they were bringing up his health issues and his, you know, his health scare and stuff like that. You know, and Natalya just kind of being a bitch, and now she's going, which I kind of like. She's saying she is the best wrestler in the entire Hart family, which I think that's cool. It just kind of adds to her character a little bit. From what I remember of this match, I liked the aggression, and I liked Charlotte selling, especially after the match was over. She legitimately looked injured in her knee. So I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, she's not, you know, if you were to watch wrestling afterwards, they didn't do a very good job, like, post at taping up her knee or anything, or having a knee brace or anything like that. Because I thought she did a great job. I for a point, I thought she was legitimately injured, and Natalya was just being a bitch and fucking hitting her with a chair or whatever. I think it was with a chair right in her leg. I was like, damn. So that's all I really remember from it.
Nothing to add, Mike?
I don't pretty much change that at all. It was decent, but yeah, meh. It just happened.
Speaking of meh.
Well, first, Bleach Report gave it a B-.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yep. So
Really?
Yep. Speaking of, according to Shane, we have Jinder Mahal, the Halama Rajanaj, versus Shinsuke Nakamura,
the rock star, the artist, or whatever.
The artist. Did you know he was called the artist?
Well, they started calling him the rock star now, or something.
Did they really?
Something too, yeah.
I have a big complaint when we get into TLC.
Have you noticed that Corey Graves will not call him the artist or any of that crap? He calls him the King of Strong Style every time he comes out.
Does he?
Yeah.
Before I forget, because I really wanted to bring it up in this. Shut up. In this episode,
so I was
because
tweeting fucking
fuck off,
Alex Riley.
I would tweet Alex Riley.
Yeah, you would.
He got squashed. The poor guy. So Corey Graves, on that same note, which that doesn't surprise me at all that he does that. That he won't say any of that bullshit. He also does a fantastic job, and I know it happened on Hell in a Cell. I don't remember what part. It also happened on TLC, where if there is a botch, he does a great job at trying to make it. Actually, I remember the TLC part. It was when I know
we can't get to TLC first.
No, I'm jumping a little bit ahead. I just want to make sure I get this out here because I didn't put a note or anything of it. But when Dean Ambrose goes to get thrown through the table and he fucking bounces off of it, and then the fans start booing and the table breaks, Corey Graves jumps right in and he's like, "Oh, that hurt him even more." It didn't break his fall. He bounced off of it. And he's done that so many times, whether it's Raw. I know it happened at Hell in a Cell. I want to say it was in the first Hell in a Cell match. A botch happened, and he jumps right in and, like, covers it up. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. That's, to me, that's what great commentary is. And it sounds like he doesn't fucking buy into the bullshit of the artist and all that nonsense. So. And
he's a worker, so you know what I mean? He knows how to kind of fix the tracks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. He knows how to sell it to the crowd. They're like, oh, that's what, you know what I mean? That wasn't a fuck up. That was just, they didn't fully get the extent of that move, or that fucking table hurt you more because it didn't break.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's what I love. I think he's by far the greatest commentator. Well, as far as, you know, what do they call him? The color commentator. Just kind of fuck off. Oh, so Booker T's the color commentator? He's the only one?
Saxon is the color.
Oh, yeah, Byron Saxon, too. I forgot about him.
You gotta tell me you're token black guy on the commentary team now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, because Booker T's the total token black guy.
Sucker. Little shucky ducky quack quack over there.
Anyway.
Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. Beep.
Pussy. Oh man.
This match was a clusterfuck from what I remember. It was pretty predictable, slow paced, little boring. Actually, I think
it was not predictable.
Yeah, it was for me.
Nakamura, he lost clean. That's not predictable.
Nakamura, what?
Losing clean.
Lost clean.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. I actually thought he was gonna go over this time.
That wasn't that clean though. The Singh brothers did interfere. It was a distraction.
Right. They got kicked out, right?
Yeah.
And this one, so that was predictable because it just fucking happened on SmackDown. It always happens
during that skirmish where they're getting kicked out and the refs yelling at them.
Right.
Then all the crap happens.
That's true.
And then
I'm pretty sure.
Not that clean.
I'm pretty sure the fans were chanting "boring" at some point in this match, which is horrible for Shinsuke. But it's just
Jinder can't work.
No. Yeah, you're probably right, but.
He's gonna get suplexed.
Nakamura's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Coming up and
you can have a decent match with him. You suck.
That is gonna be a horrible match,
dude. He's gonna
that's gonna be so generic.
Someone give him to leave.
Yeah,
he's gonna need.
I hope that's a squash match.
He's going to Suplex City, bitch, and he ain't coming back.
No, hope not.
So Bleacher Report gives the grade of my favorite size tits D+. All
right,
I agree.
Then we have glorious Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. All right, they gave it.
I liked it.
I like this match. I like Dolph Ziggler's entrance. It's fucking fantastic. The only thing is he needs to wear plain tights. He has to go Austin style, or long black trunks that are just plain black. You know, kind of keep going with it. You know, he's got this whole like, oh, you're just into characters, not actually into in-ring products. I love his character now. I love the entrance, you know, the record scratching. So I just think that's the next step to put into this. But for kind of an in between a boring WWE Championship match and the Shane versus Kevin Owens, I thought it was actually pretty good.
Me too. One thing about this pay-per-view is that they had the best match of the night, the very first match. And then you try to, like, build the card from there, and it was fucking dead after that. The crowd was such a high after the Usos match that you're pretty much dead in the water all the way up until the next Hell in a Cell match. So everything everybody else did in between couldn't live up to the Usos and New Day. So it made the rest of the card look weak in comparison. So everything else suffers from that, is how it should have been, like, Nakamura. It should have been, like, Dolph versus Roode first. And then in the middle of the card, you have the Hell in a Cell. And then at the end, you have the Hell in a Cell. So that everything didn't look so weak in comparison. And I think that's what a lot of this card suffered from.
Yeah, good point. I agree with that because it did. You were so high at one point, and then it just kind of drops, and you know it's pretty mundane. And you know, like you said, a lot of them are trying to do the best they can. But yeah, well put.
I did like the ending of this match, though. I thought that was pretty funny. They're both playing heelish roles, or sort of, and they roll up, hold tights, and the other one would reverse the roll up into holding tights. And the more they kept rolling each other over, the more they were pulling on the tights.
Right?
Like, are we going to get PG era butt crack? Because I thought they were going to go complete Shawn Michaels style. And just,
right? Yeah, no kidding.
You see his like ball sack and shit. And then they want to show that fucking pin and
is Billy Gunn thong.
So they gave that match a C. Bleacher Report.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably would have given a solid B in that match.
So next we have the main event of the evening: Shane O'Mac versus Kevin Owens. Falls count anywhere in Hell in a
They
Cell?
changed it.
Yeah, fucking horrible.
That was really weird.
Just so we could take that big bump is why they changed it to.
But we all knew that once he said that on SmackDown. You're like, okay, we know he's gonna jump off the cell. You know, it would actually be. I'd be entertained if for once he's in a Hell in the Cell and doesn't jump off. That would be nice because then everyone's like, what the fuck?
But that's what he's been doing since 1999. He jumped off top of Titantron.
True.
Jumped off top of this. He jumped off top of that. He jumped off top of a fucking ambulance on the cane. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
That's his gimmick.
Yep, that's true.
Then he takes 3 weeks off and then he comes back. Oh, I'm good again.
But what did you think of this match, Mike? I'm curious.
I didn't like it at all.
No? Man.
No.
I don't know.
It was the Kevin Owens show. He had to carry Shane through a lot of it. It's just the typical Shane McMahon match.
Yeah, but
Beats the shit out of him. He comes back, beats you up with a weapon. He does his little coast to coast thing. Then he climbs up on top of the highest thing he can, and then he jumps on you. It's formulaic. And it's old.
Well,
it's boring.
compare this to the Undertaker match.
Undertaker's a little better.
No way. No
insane.
Way. I thought Shane was in that one. He was still working the rust off a little bit, And then in this one, he seemed, you know how, I'm sure you've heard the stories, but I've heard on a couple different podcasts of people saying that like Shane has had a tendency of like getting carried away and they have to like lay one in on him and be like, hey dude, settle down. Like so many people, I think Chris Jericho has said it.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of people. And I felt like Kevin Owens at points probably had to do that because a lot of Shane's stuff to me looked legit. I thought it looked awesome. Once they got onto the top of the cell, I was like legitimately scared that something was going to happen. I'm like, I'm sure they reinforced this, especially after what happened to Mick Foley that wasn't supposed to happen.
And Shane McMahon's on top of there, so that thing's probably welded fucking every spot it can be.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like twice as high as when Mick Foley was on top. Yeah. But I thought it added to kind of the it being a little tense and like there was parts of when Shane is on the side and Kevin Owens is like stomping on his hands, you know, trying to get him to push off. I thought that part was awesome. A lot of the stuff on the outside I thought was really creative and kind of different and almost made you go like, no, how is it going to happen? And then who is it? Who goes through the first table? Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
And then
he falls from the top.
Yeah. And then Shane rolls him onto the other one and then gets on top and jumps. And I just thought it was different for being another Hell in the Cell that you knew Shane was going to jump off of. You know, they escaped. I thought kind of the escape was a little bit different because he was kind of saying like, you know, I'm not going to be contained. Boom, I'm going to bring out the bolt cutters, even though he kind of struggled with it a little bit. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought a lot of the medics that when they were at ringside after Kevin Owens fell off the table, I thought that added to it. It was just, to me, I thought they did a really good job. So that was just my opinion.
Matthew?
Oh, okay. So there was a couple little moments I did like. I like when there was super hesitation by Kevin Owens whether or not he was going to jump off the thing.
Yeah.
He kept grabbing his beard and shit. And he's just like, not sure. Is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it?
You know what I thought that added to?
To me, that was a shoot. I thought that was a shoot. Like, he's like, I'm not going to jump.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump. No, I'm not going to jump.
Yeah. And
what am I thinking?
It totally seemed like that it added to kind of Shane's character of him just being stupid. And fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, is that, you know, Kevin Owens is like, oh yeah, well I can fucking do this too. And then he stops like, no. And yeah, Mike, you might be right. His face looked like legitimate where he's like, no, I'm not, fuck this. I'm not going to do it.
So then we have Sami Zayn pulling Owens out of the way last second as you have the old reach for God, you know, what is that, Adam to God or whatever with the finger touch. Because Kevin Owens' hand just gradually goes up and then Sammy grabs it and fucking pulls. Yeah. So it's like, fucking, as he gets grabbed and pulled out of the way.
I thought the timing was phenomenal on that.
I get it.
But,
yeah.
Well, AJ Styles isn't in this.
I get it.
Okay. I thought of how quick it happened. I thought it was fantastic. Once you watch the replay,
that's what most women say about me.
All right. I have nothing else to add.
That's what else they say.
Aaron, what do you have to say about this?
Nothing.
Oh man, yeah, but it was the replay that ruined a lot of it. That's what else they say.
Yeah. Watching it back over and again is not a good idea. It's like a car wreck. Bleacher Report gives it an A+, which I think
fucking way.
Yeah, it's not an A+.
It's an A-.
No fucking way is it that either.
It was okay. Again, it was a spot show, but so was the first one. But that was a more unique spot show for the most part. I mean, Xavier Woods getting handcuffed and draped over the top of the corner as he's getting whipped in the abs, and then, you know, the little bamboo or the kendo stick prison that one of the Usos was trapped in when they wedged the post or wedged the sticks between the corner, and just all the little different things they did. It was a spot fest, but it was a more unique spot fest, and it was shit we'd never seen before. This shit was the basic. I wouldn't say basic, but it was a Shane O'Mac. You know, he's got to do the coast to coast. He's got to do this, and he jumped off the top of the cell. A lot of, and he misses. You know, he almost fucking always misses unless Big Show's holding the person down.
Right.
And so,
or didn't Test hold down Steve Blackman?
No, I think it was Big Show that held down Steve Blackman.
No, but Test, because he was with Test then.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, but that's fair. I was
So he's with
entertained
Cass.
entertained with I don't know. I was entertained by both
Well,
of
I'm
them.
saying it wasn't entertaining, but it was still somewhat formulaic.
Sure.
It was like
What?
to talk
An
about what we were talking
A+
about.
is Shawn and Taker. The very first Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That is nowhere near as good as Shawn and Taker's Hell in a Cell.
Right.
Okay,
See,
good point.
What I would say is that last Hell in a Cell is more MCU, when the first Hell in a Cell is more DCU.
All right,
There you go.
there we go. Boom, bravo.
Tying it all together.
This full episode.
Yo!